Hi, Jackie Beatrice Blakely, graduate student, Master of Science in Marketing, and the session I'm going to be recapping today is called Fandom in a Post-Follower World. The panelists for this session, the moderator was Sarah Rose Fati from Patreon. Then the actual people speaking were Eric Streifler of Existence Media. My understanding is that he rose to influencer fame by doing movie reviews and TV show reviews in real time or something like that, which niche, but I like it. Holly's, who she works for Stumblewell, I think that's her own company, but she's also an influencer. And then Kamau, who is an artist and a singer and a cool dude. I didn't have any expectations going into this. I didn't plan on going into this one, but the one that I wanted to go to was very packed and the line was super long, so I thought, why not? I don't really know a lot about Patreon and I've always heard about it, so I might as well give it a try. It was fascinating. I mean, it was really about kind of how creators deal with and navigate. Also, sorry if you can hear my heater thing. It's really cold, so I'm trying to get warm. It was a really, really cool session. It was interesting, and because I think that followings are becoming so different now in this creator world because we're just so saturated with content all the time. And with platforms like Instagram and YouTube and TikTok, they're all based on algorithms. I didn't know a lot about Patreon. This was obviously put on by Patreon, kind of promoting it, which makes a lot of sense. But Patreon is this, what did they say? They essentially said it's a way for creators to not have to worry about the algorithm. Whatever your following is, you are guaranteed that your followers will get your video and your videos, your whatever, and content once it's released. There's no need are people gonna see this, blah, blah, blah. No, the algorithm's taken out of that equation, which I thought was really cool. I don't know what I thought it was before this. I guess I just thought it was you pay to see special content. But it seems a lot more community driven than that, which I really liked. And there was this whole, the panelists were going into how they use these platforms differently from just social media. Holly's was saying that she quite literally looks at this platform as co-creators almost for her. She'll run polls and she'll talk through ideas with her audience and get a gauge for what they're wanting, which I thought was really cool. And the audience feels like a part of the creator's world. Same goes with Kamau. He was speaking about how he used to be signed to a record label. Now he's not. The whole transition of going from that to being an independent artist. He said it was tough, obviously, but he treats his Patreon subscribers just like a producer. They are kind of his producers, which I thought was, again, a really cool and outside of the box thinking on how to be a creator in a sustainable way. Not when I say sustainable way, I mean monetarily, right? So I really liked that. And then he also broke down, which I thought was interesting, different types of audience members. And it goes from viewer, enjoyer, supporter to expander. Makes sense, right? There's a place for all of them. The viewers are the viewer audience is a massive help. They increase the numbers. The enjoyers enjoy viewing the content the first time and will seek out other places to find that content. The supporters give you money so that you can keep creating what they enjoy. And the expanders are supporters taken one step further, and they are helping with your projects, help amplify them, spread the word, all of that. So again, I guess I hadn't put it into words like that. I have heard other YouTubers say things like, we are really appreciative for those who might not comment or like or whatever, but those who are the viewers and who just watch, which is very much me. I feel like it used to be called a lurker. I don't know, but which sounds kind of bad, but like, I don't want to interact with them. But I just like consuming the content. So I really liked that. I thought it was an interesting take. And, it was also interesting for me to be in this session, having worked with influencers and in that world, and seeing like the pressure that they feel. Because some influencers are niche influencers, there's different types, but the ones that are just creators, and I say just, but not in a bad way, the ones that are solely creatives, and that got into this field for creative work, that's really hard, because like everything you're doing, usually like your sponsorships or whatever, come out of the art that you're creating and not necessarily the influencing that you're doing. And that seems like a very unstable way to live and make a living, which I can imagine is very scary, especially in a world where if you don't have something like this, like Patreon, you're really relying on virality, which doesn't always happen, and the algorithms don't take into account you can be working really hard, and if it doesn't match up, your content's not going to be seen. So again, I thought it was fascinating, and especially as a marketer, I thought it was really an interesting platform to learn more about. I don't need it right now, but it is really good to know about. So there you go.